Hi, my name is Mark Faulkenberry. I'm the VP of Marketing and Member Relations for Western Farmers Electric Cooperative. If you're not familiar with Western Farmers, we're a generation transmission cooperative, cover about 2/3 of the state of Oklahoma, and have about 350,000 people that take electric service from the 21 distribution cooperatives that provide them service. Our service territory extends predominantly west of I-35 and south of I-40. And we also serve four cooperatives in the state of New Mexico on the eastern side. Been asked a lot, why did Western farmers start getting involved in electric vehicles and when? Well, have to realize our first effort in this was and has always been about education. As we started looking into the benefits of an electric vehicle and what it could do for an electric utility, we developed a phrase that was called beauty and the beast. An electric vehicle can provide, if we can get them to charge at the right time, the ability to sell off-peak kilowatt-hour cells. On the flip side of that, if that vehicle owner chooses to charge that vehicle at the wrong time, it creates a capacity problem that the utility has. So again, we see this balance between trying to educate consumers if you're going to drive an EV, happens to be something that fits your personal lifestyle and the way that you live your life, then we sure want you to be able to understand when to charge it to the betterment of not only yourself, but also to us. That means that most of my members are doing that, is we're sending the proper rate signal, time of use type rates, various things along that way. Some of them even demand an energy rates for people that have EVs, so that we're clearly communicating to them when we want them to charge a vehicle. And as a result of that, it's actually saving them money. Mark Smiles is kind of a unique opportunity that I had. I told my management they had to realize we had been involved clear back in 2019, starting to look and educate our members, ourselves, everyone else on electric vehicles moving forward. We were actually instrumental in helping build out the Oklahoma statewide network. And at that time, I was telling them, I said, it's kind of hard for me to sell something from a marketing perspective when I don't live it. So I went to management, asked them, I said, hey, I've got to replace my company vehicle. What would you guys think about allowing me to purchase an all-electric pickup truck and then to write a column about all of my experiences? Now, those would be unique compared to most people because I put 35,000 miles a year on a vehicle driving all over Oklahoma, New Mexico, sometimes even up into Colorado, Kansas, and other things. So it gave us a great opportunity for me to not only learn, but to live what I was preaching, but also to use that format of Oklahoma Living to educate not only our members, but also all of our members, consumers, 200 and something thousand people between two different states, of giving them a glimpse of a guy wearing a cowboy hat driving around with a pickup that most people probably wouldn't think's driving an EV, but to give them a little bit different perspective on how an EV might just be right for them and their family. Yeah, so when we first started the effort, I did reach out to my friends at ACOG. We kind of developed a script of the subject matter that we wanted to cover over a 12-month period of time. We went ahead and lined that up. So some of the first things that we did is we wanted people to understand, hey, before you go and buy an EV, maybe you might want to do a little bit of research and look into how it's going to affect you, how the charging, what your utility has to say. So that was kind of where we started. Then we started to moving in and educating them about electric vehicle charging, not only in the home, but public charging and things along that line. What's really nice about the way that this has been written, it will be on our website for years to come, even though the project is now over. And we still think that it will be very applicable that our distribution cooperatives can point consumers that have questions about EVs and will be able to come in and take a look at this information. A couple of the segments that were some of my favorites, David Freck and myself, we went down and visited with some of the airports in our area. I found it interesting that, again, when my members from rural areas drive into Oklahoma City, if they happen to drive an EV, where are they going to charge a vehicle to be able to get back home? And so we started talking to the airports. We started to look at things such as pulling a horse trailer with it. Would it do it? That was probably one of my favorites. We did a video where we actually pulled a 2-horse trailer. My wife and I both raise horses, and so I had her drive so there wouldn't be any bias, and I let her talk about the experience of doing that. Interesting enough, she liked it as much as she liked our diesel truck, actually loved the way it pulled the trailer. The only difference is it cut the range of my electric pickup in half when we were pulling that 2-horse trailer. We also pulled a boat, we pulled camper trailers, fact of the matter is the vehicle can do anything you really want it to do. It's just the factor of how much it affects the range of the vehicle when you do it. Probably my favorite piece on that one, the guy that camped a lot really helped me understand that he said this vehicle would work great because once he got to the lake, he didn't have to pull the trailer all the way to the lake. He kept his camper close to the lake as he did his boat in storage. So all he really needed to do was get there, go over and get his camper and pull it over so it wasn't affecting his range. And then he brought to my attention that he could actually plug it in right there where his camper was plugged in and his truck would be hung full when he got ready to go. So I learned some stuff as we went through that process as well.